Hi, I'm Danielle Howard. I am the author of the book Monster, the Saga of the Golden Child. I've been working on this book for the past 3 years. I'm only consider it a year and a half though because I put it down for a year and a half and then I picked it back up and so pretty much got it finished. I got 15 pages left, which I got the ambition to finish it. Really action packed, last 15 pages. It's not going to be anything like Twilight, which is, a lesbian looking girl staring at a sparkly, pasty white vampire for like 2 hours as it becomes a movie window. Not that. It's not even really based on love. I mean, there's kind of, the love aspects in it, but the first book's not going to be focusing on that. It's going to be more really focusing on Elaine and her inner struggles with her darkness. I mean, she's a really, really dark character. She just thinks nothing of herself. After she got in a car accident and her boyfriend Troy died, she does nothing but blame herself for it and just continues to struggle with who she is and her happiness. I mean, she's not happy. She constantly thinks about death and just how terrible of a person she is, which, her inner struggles kind of create a problem later on in the story. But, you get to, if I get published and you get to read the whole thing, you'll understand what that means. I'm still going to be posting little tidbits and teasers for you guys until I hopefully get it made. I hope I do because I worked really hard on this book and it's like my passion. I've done nothing but work on this book and I told myself I was going to have it done by the end of this month and I know I'm going to. Anyway, I mean, the story is just kind of crazy. It starts out, like I said, Rain kills her boyfriend. Well, she considers it killing him. She didn't really kill him, but she put the blame on her shoulders because she was the one behind the wheel. He dies right in her arms. And for 2 years, she pretty much does nothing but mope around. She lets herself go. She looks like this bag of bones. And it's a really dark, shady, wild character by the time that you see her again. Until her father kills himself, and she decides she pretty much wants to do the same right after his funeral. And unfortunately, he's unsuccessful because Dante comes into the picture. Dante is this half angel, half demon that was in agreement between God and Lucifer. He was created for one sole purpose only. He was created to destroy the golden child, which just so happens to be Rain. She has no idea of it until, I don't know, maybe a third of the way through the book. Is when she finally, they kind of spring it, like, they kind of spring it upon her that she is the golden child. That is still this, like, crown that is called the headband of Marion, which gives her the powers. It's kind of like a Tesla coil. It brings her powers out because she's not the original golden child. Her mother was. Anyways, they kind of spring it upon her that it's still a headband on her head, which, if it didn't work, it would have killed her. And from then on, she kind of has to learn to accept the fact that she's in this new world. She's in the occult part of the world, angels and demons, stuff she never believed in, that she now has to believe in. And she not only has to believe in it, she has to learn her powers. She has to stop being so stuck on herself in the past, because if she continues to stay stuck on the past, then she can't learn everything she needs to know, because some of her powers that she has to learn, in order to learn them, you have to be able to have a heart. You have to be able to have kindness within you to learn her good powers, that is, the evil powers. She obviously doesn't need that. But in order to, do that, she has to learn that what happened with Troy in the past, has to kind of be put behind her. And it's kind of sad because in most of the book, Dante is like head over heels for her. He's in love with her. He's never loved anyone before, but that's because he kind of knew Rain was perfect for him. And she really just wants nothing to do with him. She just kind of pushes him aside, leaves him in the forever friend zone kind of area until, kind of towards the end, she realizes that he's nothing like Troy. I mean, Troy was kind of, a womanizer, and he was boring. I mean, he was one of those popular guys that when they're alone, he's just really boring. He only wanted one thing. And Dante, she kind of realized Dante wasn't like that. Dante was such a deep person, and he just loved, he loved her. I mean, he did everything for her. He made her laugh, even though he's kind of bipolar. I mean, he's like, he's sad he's happy and others, angry, and that's because he doesn't really know human emotion. I mean, he did nothing but roam in his prison in the underworld for a few thousand years. He had, has no stability. He had no stability. Anyway, that's just a little bit of, what's going on in my book, and there's still so much. It's a really deep book. I've worked so hard on it. It's really actiony and really fun. It's just addicting. I mean, I read it myself, and I can't even believe I read it sometimes just because I'll be like, oh man, this is really, really good. I mean, it's way better than like Twilight. And I never read The Hunger Games, but not being cocky or anything, but I mean, it's really good, and I worked so hard. And it's just, it's been a big part of my life. I've done nothing really in the past year but work on my book. And so, I focus on my daughter too, but this is for me and my daughter. I want to be able to get out there and I want to be able to show people that I can actually follow my dreams, because this is one of my big dreams. I want to be a doctor, but one of my big dreams is to get my series published. I've also kind of started working on the second book called Rain, which, you think would be focus on Rain, but no, it's not going to. I mean, I left my last book off on a cliffhanger, so you kind of, you have to read the next one. It's like, I mean, just the spot it leaves on is terrible. I mean, like, oh my gosh, why would you leave off on this part? It's just so bad. I mean, kind of leave off with Rain hanging over top of Dante's dead body, and it's all her fault because she didn't let go. She didn't learn one of the powers that she needed to learn because she still was trying to hold on to Troy, even though he's dead. She still loves him in some kind of way. Anyway, I should probably let you go because I've been rambling on forever, and I need to get more of my book done. And I'm gonna put in a few more queries with publishing agencies and literacy agencies. And I hope y'all have a nice day. If you have any questions or want to see more snippets of my book, I'm sure you'll get. And peace out.